Thank you, Mr. Chair. And good afternoon, Secretary Yellen, and welcome. Inflation is the #1 economic issue I hear about from Granite Staters. Supply chain challenges and Putin's invasion of Ukraine have driven up costs across the economy, and these higher prices are straining the budgets of families and small businesses. As one way to help lower costs for families, I've led bipartisan legislation to cut taxes for homeowners who upgrade to more energy-efficient appliances. The administration has been supportive of passing clean energy tax cuts that would help lower energy costs for Americans. Do you agree that passing clean energy tax cuts, as proposed in my bipartisan bill, would help lower costs for Granite Staters?
Senator Hassan, yes, I do. I think various incentives and tax credits that would support clean energy are critical ways in which we can help lower and middle income families cut their costs, offset price pressures that they face, and address climate change, and over the medium term, reduce our dependence on fossil fuels and on global oil markets where geopolitical risks are often causing spikes in oil prices that if we were more dependent on the sun and the wind, we wouldn't face that.
Thank you. In 2020, I helped lead a successful bipartisan effort to ensure that all small businesses struggling during the pandemic had access to tax cuts through the Employee Retention Tax Credit. However, I've heard from small businesses in New Hampshire, such as Smutty Nose Brewing in Hampton, who are still waiting on Treasury to send their full Employee Retention Tax Credit payments. Madam Secretary, what is Treasury doing to clear the backlog of Employee Retention Tax Credit claims and ensure that small businesses receive this tax relief as soon as they can?
So, Senator, I'm aware of this problem, and what I can tell you is that IRS is working as diligently as it possibly can to clear what is a huge pandemic-related backlog. And, you know, things that are filed in paper, IRS is still in the process of opening these. I think a lot of these employee retention tax credit filings were paper filings that are part of this backlog. And so I think that's partly responsible for the delays. You know, I think there will not be penalties for situations that arise where additional income tax may be owed and the taxpayer is waiting for this refund payment to be able to pay taxes owed. Penalties will be waived. I know that the IRS has issued some guidance and told these filers that they may be eligible for relief. It is a very regrettable situation, and IRS is working as rapidly as they can to solve it.
Well, and I thank you for that response. I will keep encouraging IRS to work as quickly as they can, and in the long term, we all have to make sure that the IT and the systems are modernized and IRS has the staffing it needs, because obviously this is not an acceptable situation.
This is really a reflection of decades of underfunding, and it's frankly amazing that the IRS is able to do as much as they can, getting out child tax credit payments and the economic impact payments.
Yeah, I do understand that, but I will continue to push on this because I just was talking with a small business on Saturday that's really kind of on the edge here and waiting for this credit. So let me talk about one other thing, which is Russian gold reserves. Vladimir Putin has stockpiled billions of dollars in gold in an attempt to insulate the Russian economy from international sanctions. I'd like to thank Treasury for heeding calls earlier this year from a bipartisan group of senators, including myself and Senator Cornyn, to ensure that U.S. sanctions freeze Russian gold assets. Can you update us on Treasury's ongoing efforts to combat any attempts by Putin to prop up Russia's economy by selling off his gold stockpile?
Yes. This is an important matter, and we've issued guidance that gold-related transactions involving Russia may be sanctionable under the president's executive order. And we're closely monitoring any efforts that we can see to circumvent our Russia-related sanctions through the use of gold.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Senator Barrasso is next.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, Madam Secretary.